Today, my title of my talk is called Rain Down on Me. Have you ever noticed that when good comes, it just rains down on you? Have you ever noticed that? Okay, yes. Have you ever noticed that when sometimes negative things happen, it just feels like it rains down on you? Yeah, okay. You know why? Because that's all consciousness. Consciousness. As soon as it starts to rain, what do we start talking about? The rain in our lives, so to speak. So what happens? More and more rain falls on us. When things are good, we talk about how good things are. So guess what? We talk about how good things are, and what happens? More good comes to us. Oh, isn't that easy? Wouldn't it be nice if it was just that easy, yes? So I want to talk about the law of compensation today. I'm talking directly from Raymond Hollywell's book. We've been talking about that in my 100 classes, and we've been talking about it here on Sunday services. So let's talk about that now. Here's the deal. This is the consciousness of the truth of what is in your life right now. Whatever we possess today is our just reward. Ooh. You should be excited about that. No, really. So look, our just reward is right now. What are you waiting for? The outpicturing of your life is exactly what your consciousness has been. You are experiencing your just rewards right now. So you can tell yourself by looking at your life, have I been doing this thing right? Wow. Whew. So I turned 50 yesterday. It's no surprise, right? And everyone has a consciousness around 50. I don't know why. So let me show you some of the things that consciousness brought about at age 50, right? First of all, I had a cone in front of my house that said Old Man Crossing with yellow tape at my house. Someone brought me this lovely cane with a series of things in it. And there are some dentures of magnifying glass, some pills. I don't know what this stuff is down here. And then they left a bag full of stuff. Well, one of them was this. Actually, this came in the mail, and I thought, oh, my God, someone got me maracas. And then I realized it was my prescriptions. It was like, really? Really? Trey's like, you turned fit. Look at all this stuff. And people gave me stuff like survival pills and oil of old age and Gray Be Gone, and this hourglass to measure my days left, and these little pair of emergency underpants. I don't know what that is all about. And so, as I look at these things, I think, hell no. I don't want to experience that consciousness, right? I mean, parts of it are true, like those were my meds for the week, or the month, the year. But we experience our just rewards all the time. We are the outpicturing of our consciousness all the time. And I just lost my remote control. Hold on. Did you see my remote? Oh my God, it's kicking in. Do you hear that? Oh my God. Wow. Thank you. Compensation means simply this. It means equal returns for that which is given. It means a balance of that quality or service that is extended to another. Like all spiritual laws, you cannot change the law to suit your mistakes. You must change your use of the law to correct its application. So let's see. The law of compensation, the one word we're going to use is the word balance. The law of compensation balances out everything. All right? So keep that in the back of your mind as we move through this. Now, spiritual laws are spiritual laws, like the law of arithmetic. The mathematician who has a problem doesn't sit there and try to convince a number to become different than what it is, right? It is what it is. A mathematician can't look at an equation and try to convince the equation that it's wrong, right? Spiritual laws operate the same way. We can't look at our life and go, oh, spiritual law isn't working. No, we're just not working it. Does that make sense? Yeah. He has this great quote. And he talks about how sometimes we think we want our lives in order. And I mention this a lot. I'm going to mention it because it comes right out of this chapter. Have you visited several homes and found them all different in some respect? They were neat, tidy, clean, orderly, bright, cheery, or dull, gloomy, disorderly, dusty, and uninviting. The home is a reflection of the ruling mind. Its appearance speaks its keeper's mind. Ooh. If you are working for success, look at the home. Look at the home. If order is the first law, then it must also be your first application. No, lack of money is no excuse for a disorderly home. It can be neat and clean, even if you are using store boxes for furniture. If you wish a better home, a finer environment, nicer furnishings, you must alter your mind right where you are to receive better things. It is the little things that count, and many little things make a big thing. It is useless to pray for a new home if you cannot take care of your present one. Not just a home, your relationships, your finances, your work, your creativity. If it's all in order, and it's in order as best as you can keep it, then it will continue to grow and expand. Does that make sense? Yeah. All right. The law doesn't need to change. Success and prosperity does not need to be made. It always is. That's why they say the key to every man is his thoughts. That's what Emerson said. The key to every one of us is our thoughts. And we keep looking for the warden with the keys, don't we? We look for the warden because he's got the keys. Somehow take me out of this prison, take me out of this bondage of disease, disorder, whatever I'm looking at. I'm looking for somebody to give me the key to this when the key is already inside of me. The key has nothing, there is no magic key. It's your consciousness. The law of compensation says stop looking for the key. There is no key. Isn't that a relief? Yes? Beautiful. Laura said this earlier in her power talk, and it was beautiful. You know that we have to be bigger love, bigger love, bigger love. Something about bigger love. I heard that. When you become too large for your present place in life, you will begin to draw to yourself something larger. You cannot attract the better or bigger until you become larger. Your consciousness needs to become larger. So in other words, that old phrasing, you can't keep someone down, that's why when you see somebody who's on a successful roll, they continue to roll successfully. Why? Because they have a consciousness of expansion. They're ready to grow, and so the universe creates the ability and the pathway for them to grow. But if you don't have the consciousness of thinking bigger about your life, how is the universe going to fill your desire? You're actually already fulfilled. You're done. You've told the universe, had enough. Is that what you want to tell the universe? No. If you're here to expand and express and experience more of God, then you have to become larger than who you are. I don't care how old you are. You have to have a larger consciousness, and then once that occurs, you will begin to expand. If you more than fill your present place, eventually you will advance to something greater. But if you are a placeholder, I hope you're happy in your place. If you're just a placeholder in life, in your relationships, if I'm just marking time to Forest Lawn, right? If I am just marking time in my relationship just to get through it, if I'm not adding to my life, then I'm just a placeholder. And I hope you're happy in your place. You may very well be happy in your place. My guess is, though, not so much. Because the universe always calls you to become more. Make sense? Let's crowd out that which we don't want. I'm going to play a little game. And I'm going to do it with Dean and Tommy. I'm going to play a game, all right? For just this purpose, I'm going to crowd out negative thoughts. And let's pretend that you two are thoughts of my consciousness around 50 and all that crap that people tell me. And you all embody whatever thing you want to get rid of. Okay, you need to move down. You need to move down. Okay? So I'm trying to crowd my positive thoughts of how fabulous I'm going to be. Keep moving down. Scoot down. Keep scooting down. Tommy, off the chair. Off the chair. Okay. And I'm still, I am life and love and truth and beauty and power and peace and health. My body looks fabulous. I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am wise. See, you know what I've had to do? I had to crowd out the thoughts that what I don't want. That, if this is, not that you guys are ever negative, but you were the only full row I had of the whole thing. So what I wanted to do is we had to crowd out of our consciousness that which we don't want. And we have to affirm when we're experiencing our good. We just have to keep affirming our good and allowing that which no longer serves us to move on and move out. Okay, take your places. Thank you. Nothing personal. You just had the first row. The law of compensation is of balance. Here's the thing for you. For every minute that you speak something that you don't want, I want you to pray an equal number of minutes. Impossible. Think about it. If you had to pray and meditate on a 1-for-1 ratio on all the things that you think about that you really don't want to experience, if you had to actually pray about them on a 1-for-1 ratio, you'd be awfully busy praying. Probably too much for your liking, too much to get stuff done in your world. Think about it. If the law is about balance, if the universe is about law of compensation is about balance, then I must be doing as much prayer work as I am trashing my life. How does that feel? Why don't you make a commitment? Make a commitment. Try it for a day. Actually, let's try it for an hour. Whenever a negative thought comes in, an equal amount of time is spent in prayer. Because the law of compensation says, if you don't, what's going to win out? The negative thought. Do you see how that works? 3 key questions. The law of compensation, there's 3 key questions. First one, do you expect something for nothing? Do you hunt for things that are cheap? Do you begrudge spending money? Now, I know you all are going to be thoroughly entertained about this one. But these are the 3 key questions about the law of compensation. The first one is, do you expect something for nothing? The quality of thought you entertain repels many dollars that you would attract. The quality of thought, if someone delivers the bill to a table, don't you love the person who always waits to see if they're going to pick it up or not? Somebody else going to pick this up? You're going to pick that up. And they don't ever grab their wallet. I'm not saying pay for the whole meal. But you know what? The law of compensation says this. Always grab your wallet, pay your share. Because guess what? You want people to pay their share. Right? And then if someone says, no, my treat, you go, oh my God, bless you. Thank you. Accept my good. Accept my good wherever it comes. But the universe, and this is a quote, nature does not support a parasite or loafer. He says that in his book. But gives her energy to ones who are moving forward. Ooh. Second one, do you hunt for things that are cheap? Now, all of you are going, yes. Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, I go to the outlet mall regularly. But what he's saying here is the law of compensation says this. Wouldn't it be great if you could just buy the real thing on time without paying that price and have enough money to not worry about it? Because guess what? Cheap thoughts bring about cheap returns. He says this, you who are waiting for bargain days will always have to take bargains, but remember, there are no bargains in life. And I thought about this because I'm always hunting for a good deal, right? But then that's a consciousness too. Should I always be hunting for the good deal? I think I need to hunt for a fair deal. But do I have to hunt for should I be a bargain shopper? Is that a consciousness? That I can only be a bargain shopper? That I'll only have enough so that I can shop at bargains and not actually experience my full wealth and opulence in the universal idea? Am I setting myself up for failure when all I do is think about the discount? And in consciousness, the law of compensation says I am. And that's kind of hard to swallow sometimes because we think, well, I'm just being prudent. I'm just being smart, Well, are you being spiritually smart? It begs the question. It certainly begged the question with me. When I read this over, I kept going, but I kind of like sometimes shopping for stuff like that, you know? But then again, am I setting myself up to have a bargain income? Because I can only afford to shop the bargains. Do you see what I'm saying? The spiritual law works. If I continue to do the same thing, I'll continue to have. He says this, and I knew this was going to upset some feathers a little bit about that whole compensation thing. You who waits for bargain days will always have to take bargains, but remember, there are no bargains in life. If you have gained monetarily, you may have lost in other ways. You place yourself in a vibration that lowers your present state. It forces you below the proper level. It limits your thought to a state where you support underselling, cutting, bankruptcy, and sometimes dishonesty to the part of the seller. A person must lie, deceive, or cheat somehow about the price of a bargain or some other article because he is in business to make a fair profit. Thus, you become party to the violation and come under its penalty. So, this is just food for thought because I know many of you are going, he's on crack. Right? I know, I get it. I'm putting this out there because there is something about this. I want you to really think about this. If I'm always hunting for the cheap thing, the bargain thing, the discount thing, am I setting myself up for my income to be the same way so it will only support those things? Think about it. The law of compensation says that's what I'm doing. I'm lowering my vibration. Okay? Don't lower your vibration. Easy. Do you begrudge spending money? I know a lot of people don't like to pay their bills. I remember Dr. Tom teaching us a long time ago, and I really appreciated this, that underneath every bill, he wrote in the memo section, he would write gratefully, right? Now, I don't pay by check anymore. I just do it online. But when I'm thinking about it, I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I have an attitude of gratitude when I'm paying my bills. I don't sit there and go, oh, no, another one? Because what happens to my vibration? Where are you vibrating? Where are you vibrating? Law of compensation says if I go to that level, where am I vibrating? Will my income ever go up if I'm looking at my bills going, oh, crap. How am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? What kind of vibration is that? You know what? Clench your fists. Clench both fists together real tight. Real tight. How can money flow in there? Think about it. Clench your, God, raise your fist. Run. Raise your fist high. Raise them up. Participate. Raise your fists up. If you're going like this with your money and your wealth and you're paying your bills like this, how do you expect the universe to deliver more to you? You have to release it. Get it? The law of compensation says if you do this, there's nowhere to put it. Wow. This is a spiritual law, folks. You've been working it your whole life. Trust everything. You've been working all these spiritual laws your whole life. Whether you've been using them correctly or not, a whole different story. When funds are low, we tend to tighten up. Don't close yourself to the flow of life. That's what that means. Okay? Are you there? Okay. He said one more thing, because I think we're about to do this. Yeah. We're going to do a metaphysical hokey pokey, but after this process of the divine law of compensation does not imply, however, that you are to ignore the wrongs of life, the empty spaces, and the undeveloped states of being, but that you are to think through and beyond them toward the hidden good or the principle within that is ever seeking a higher, fuller expression. So it's not saying ignore what's going on. The law of compensation says see beyond it into the greater good that's trying to express by means of you. By focusing on the speed bump, or in some cases a fiscal wall or a relationship wall or trials at work, whatever, by focusing on that, don't you see the law of compensation is not going to allow you to get through it until you see yourself beyond it. Don't ignore it. It is what it is. But I have to be able to see myself beyond it. So if there's illness, I have to see myself beyond the illness and moving effortlessly and easily and being healthy. If I see myself in a relationship that is chaotic, which is in discord or disagreement, I have to see that right, loving relationships exist beyond this situation. If I can't even see beyond it, how can the universe ever deliver it? I have to be able to see beyond it. So the law of compensation says you have to maintain that balance. You can't become it. You can acknowledge it, but you cannot become it. Does that make sense? Okay. Can I get the band out? I wrote a metaphysical hokey pokey song. Right? You don't have to twist all about, right, or anything like that. But it's just something to take with you today that kind of talks about the law of compensation. All right? Are you ready? Okay, good. And we do it in a reggae way. I don't ever do any, William, you're going to control the words, yeah? I don't ever do anything in a traditional way. Why bother? Change it up, spin it around a little bit. All right? All right. Ready, Al? 1, 2, 1. Ready? You put your prayer in, you throw your old beliefs out. Start taking action that will bring it all about. You do a meditation and you turn your mind around. That's what it's all about. Ready, you go. You put your whole heart in, you throw your judgment out. You let go of things you're complaining all about. You do an act of kindness and you turn your life around. That's what it's all about. Okay, sing it out. You put your prayer in, you throw your old beliefs out. You start taking action that will bring it all about. You do a meditation and you turn your mind around. That's what it's all about. We gotta fix that. You put your whole heart in, you throw your judgment out. You let go of things you're complaining all about. You do an act of kindness and you turn your life around. That's what it's all about. Last time. You put your prayer in, you throw your old beliefs out. You start taking action that will bring it all about. You do a meditation and you turn your life around. That's what it's all about. You put your whole heart in, you throw your judgment out. You let go of things you're complaining all about. You do an act of kindness and you turn your life around. That's what it's all about. All right. Thanks, guys.